Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our February 20th, 2025 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. If you wish to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. Everyone in line, you can go ahead and raise your right hand. Yeah, she could just raise her hand. Yeah. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Yes. Thank you. You all may be seated. At this time, please silence all of your devices. And I also ask before we start that the conversations, for some reason the room, I don't know, the acoustics or whatever, but the conversations pick up on the mic and we're being recorded. So please lower your voices as much as you can, or if you have to speak louder, go outside, please. Thank you. Our first case is on page 28. Chief Martinez, property address 611 Northeast 14th Ave, owner Park Court Condo Apartments, Inc. Case number BE231-00067. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 11/19/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,200, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Chief Martinez with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case analysis as read. The case is not in compliance. City is requested to impose the fines.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Heather Edelman.
Push the button.
Okay. Good morning, Heather Edelman, the attorney for the Association Park Court Condo Apartments.
Okay, why is this not in compliance yet?
Okay, right now they had a lot of leaks that they had to get done, and they had a lot of delays getting a contractor to come out. They completed that. Then they signed a contract now for they have a few interior hairline cracks that need to get done that they're starting on February 24th. And we spoke to the inspector and we showed that mostly everything is done. And he said that we don't need permits for the next round. And he said we should just get, per the engineer that we were under, that we don't need permits for the next round. So we're going to get a report from him if he can come out and give that. Otherwise, the stuff should be done, they tell us, within 2 weeks.
How much time are you asking for?
Well, they said they're going to start February 24th, and it should be done in 2 weeks. So.
Your Honor, this is a building certification case. City doesn't support any extension, and I just want to make clear that I didn't recommend that no permit is required. That's up to, my answer was in regard of that up to the engineer of record who determines if they require a permit or not for that repair that is left.
Okay,
We don't support any extension.
Okay.
And good morning, Your Honor. Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. So, as you recall, the guidelines from the county are very stringent upon all the municipalities. We're regularly audited for compliance with this policy. So, unfortunately, without an active permit and a letter from an engineer to allow an additional time extension, we would respectfully ask that the fines be imposed, and then once they come into compliance, they can go to lien amnesty.
Okay, I think that's what I have to do. The county's pretty strict about sticking to the guidelines, so the fines will continue to run, but there's a very generous amnesty program once you're done and in compliance that you can go through to get a reduction.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So are we coming back for another hearing, or you want us to just reach out to the inspector?
Do you want her to come back, or?
No, after they complete the repairs, the engineer of record should provide a revised report stating that no repairs are required. At that moment, she provides a report to us, we comply the case, and then they can move forward to apply for the lien amnesty.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 3, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 2680 Northwest 21st Court, owner Mabel J. McCoy, case number BE24060170, notice posted at the property on 12/16/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625. Sir, can you please take your conversation outside?
Good morning. Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presented the case I've read. The city is aware of this property because we have another case with the same property for an assisted living facility without certificate of occupancy. This property has been cited by city ordinance in section 9-259 for building is unfit for human habitation. Per this section of the city ordinance, if the owner refuses or does not appear at the hearing to comply, the violation as noted in the section 9-259, the city shall have the recourse to address the violation and may require the unsafe structure to be vacated or demolished at the owner's expense. And in the section 9-260A, for building or structures that in the opinion of building official are become unsafe or which have been substantially damaged or otherwise shall be deemed unsafe, and a permit shall be obtained to demolish the structure or bring the building to comply with the applicable codes. This case was opened on June 25, 2024. Inspection report was made on June 25, 2024. Final notice was made on July 31, 2024. Notice of hearing was made on November 26, 2024. We did have contact with the property owner, Ms. McCoy, and Mr. Princeton Hardy, owner representative. We have a meeting with Assistant Building Official Joe Pasquarello and Chief Building Inspector Leonardo Martinez. The city is requesting the following: that in the next 56 days, the owner apply for the required permit to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal document from licensed design professional, including an accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet standard for human occupancy and to meet minimum houses standard, or apply for the demolition permit to demolish the unsafe and habitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for permit and move forward with the rehabilitation and demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures in the parcel, at the owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition cost. I will let the respondent to speak and order to be reappear.
Okay, good morning. How are you? Okay.
Always confused. I don't know why he's talking like same housing. People really go this over and over and over again.
We've been here 5 times. We had 2 letters of occupancies. The house has been inspected. The house has been put together, and y'all keep telling us that y'all want to demolish.
Okay, first of all, sir, both of you need to state your name.
My name is Anthony Jackson. I'm her son.
Okay, and ma'am, can you just... Thank you.
Now, all this that house unfit. This is my house. I'm almost 80 years old. Every time I turn around, you gotta put me out on the street for what? The house had some problem, which was taken care of. Since I've been coming here, you charge me. I've had to pay $24,000 for something electricity. You never come and talk to me. I call nobody, never call you back. Before the electrician walked out, and my house is nice. I bought pictures of my house. I'm not no filthy person or nothing. Garbage can house. What you mean uninhabited to live in? I don't know how you live. You Because you're not telling, I don't know if this like same guy or not telling the truth. It cost me a lot of money. No, you, I didn't stop you. Not telling the truth on this house. And I show up every time. Last time you were here, the guy said,
I have pictures to
Ma'am,
go
that's
by.
from over a year ago. We have a letter of occupancy. This house has been inspected 4 times by y'all. How many times y'all gonna inspect it? The house does not look like that.
Sir, please don't raise your voice to me.
this don't even make no sense.
Because y'all showing old pictures
Okay,
like we're stupid.
You-
We've been here 5 times.
Sir, do not raise your voice. I'm happy to hear anything you have to say, but I will not be screamed at.
I spent time
It's in the case
in the nursing home.
2-3 months ago.
My roof fell in. I paid all this money, the roof ran off. I met Mr. Mark in the other place. Man took the money, people that I paid to empty my store. I'm somebody too. Empty my store, they threw it all around. Nobody's come to see. I resent. This is just my house. This ain't like, what you want me to do? I can't walk in, get up, no hands. I'm a senior, I'm a designer. I've been all in the newspaper.
I appreciate, I
But
understand.
what more do y'all want, ma'am?
I have some pictures I can show you.
What do y'all
You
need?
need to speak one at a time.
I have some pictures that I can show you that I want the house. The guy said get a floor plan, get that other thing he asked me to get.
A floor plan and a letter of occupancy. We have both of those.
I'm only at 23. I'm almost 80. I'm 80 years old this year. I'm moving at 20. Can you put the mic there, please? I can't. I moved in this house. I was 23 years old, and I've been working and doing this house and working. It's insulting to say house uninhabited. I can't help because I got crib.
Okay,
Surgery.
all right.
I'm just so sick
Let me
of
ask
this.
some questions.
Excuse me.
When were these pictures taken?
This picture was taken last year. I cannot tell you exactly the day of that one. We've been there with the detective still I need that is here, and I want her to talk about that.
Okay,
We inspect the property.
okay. Come forward, please.
Show this lady the pictures of my house. Put me in black and white.
Good morning. Okay. Can you tell me when the last time you were at the property was and the condition you found it in?
So we went out and did the inspection, was last year. I don't remember the exact date, but these photographs, I was with the inspector, and they took all these photographs when we were out there.
Okay. All right. Has anybody been back since?
No, we have not. I have not.
Okay. And has any work been done since they were? No, you have to answer my question.
Yes, work has been done.
Okay, let me see your proof of the work that's been done.
The work done in the property, it was electrical only. The only work that it was done with a permit,
Sir, first of all, you can go back here.
You gotta. I was
and
gonna show
it
you
was
something.
full a permit for that.
Can I show you pictures?
Well, of course, they're not gonna put it up there, so it doesn't matter.
I need you to show.
People with that crack.
This is not any kind of certificate of occupancy. This is a notice of violation.
He said that all you needed was to get a floor plan.
No.
And then,
Letter of occupancy.
I don't know, that's all they need. He should
Y'all
come.
should have it on record because y'all the ones that gave it to us.
And then I called in for him to come. He never come. You don't answer me, you don't come over and see how there is no garbage can. What do you want from me? That's all we got. They said you didn't need that. That come from Sparky, and that's come from Sparky. I don't know. Probably in the
Your
other
Honor,
place.
as you're looking through the pictures that were handed to you on a phone, many of these pictures, the one that was just there, the repairs, the required repairs are all going to require permits, mechanical permits. Sir, I'm talking.
Tony,
Mechanical permits, electrical permits, building permits. probably a general
Yeah,
structural permit.
Is this the same kitchen that was in?
That's
'Cause
my
I-
kitchen.
Is that a
That's
new
my house.
kitchen?
It's the same kitchen, not no new kitchen. I paid $24,000 to Sparky to have the wiring because the electric, those people that came in, they took my money. I was in the hospital nursing home. They didn't fix nothing, walked out. All that's done. That's not my fault. I met with Mr. Mark over in the other place, and he said, when you get straight and get better, we will tell our own detective to track this man down. He took my
Okay.
money.
Let me tell you something. We don't have access to this property. Usually they don't allow us to. They allow after 6 months to go in. They don't want us to go into the property. We cannot inspect whatever we need.
Okay,
What do you need?
all right.
What do you need? Y'all lie about the windows, the
Okay.
bars. I don't know what to do.
Apparently, there's more that it. No, I haven't even finished a sentence, and you're jumping down my throat, and that's not going to happen.
I'm not trying to drum down this throat. It's just that it's been 4 times.
Okay? Apparently, there was more wrong with the property than just the electric. I appreciate the fact that you got the electric done, but there's more that needs to be done.
Ma'am, no, there is not.
Yes.
Okay.
Because all the stuff was done in stages, and the problem is that, why do you think we've
Okay,
been here 5 times?
I'm going to do this.
Why do you think we've been here 5 times?
Sir-
If you're going, nobody
Sir,
ever
I
came
don't
back
know
and
why you've
inspected
been
the
here
place.
5 times, except I know that you were in front of me for, I think it was a boarding house situation before.
Yes, also. Yes.
But that's
Well-
not what's in front of me now. So this is what I'm going to do. You have your choice. You either let the inspector in to inspect the
Let them
property.
come.
What?
They can come. It'll be the 3rd time they didn't came to the house.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to ask you to let the inspector in within 14 days so he can see what's done and what's not done. And if, in fact, there's still the same situation on these things, then we'll bring it back, or I can just order the 56 days from that time on. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so he'll be in touch and tell you when he's coming out there, because I need to know what has been done and what hasn't been done.
Okay, I understand that.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, wait a second, there's another case.
Yes, 14 days to inspect.
It's the same thing, ma'am, because y'all gave us a letter of occupancy last time we was
Can you
here.
please let her speak?
Okay, 14 days to inspect. I just want to make sure you understand what my order is. 14 days to inspect. If there's still areas that require work, you will have 56 days to pull the permits and to get, a contractor to come in and tell you what needs to be done. Or you can pull a demo permit.
Okay, ma'am. The house has already been repaired.
What
Well,
was the
there's no need for the fine because the alternate relief that the city is seeking is that the city would demolish the property with all structures.
Okay, so if what you're telling me is correct and there's nothing wrong with the property, then the inspector can see
Okay,
that within 14
thank you,
days.
because y'all just did that last month.
Okay, you got it.
One moment, please. There's another case.
Yo no lo abrí el caso.
No, you're not. You have another case. Property address 2680 Northwest 21st Court, case number BE 2409-0177. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 111.1.1 for boarding house is operating at the property without obtaining certificate of occupancy. The case was opened on September 26, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on September 26, 2024. Final notice was mailed on October 30, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 4, 2024. I have been in contact with Ms. McCoy and Mr. Princeton Hardy, owner representative, and we have a meeting with Assistant Building Official Joe Pasquarello and Chief Building Inspector Leonardo Martinez. I have been in contact with the Principal Urban Planner, Mrs. Caroline DeBonish, and Business Tax Supervisor, Ms. Bridget Peterson. And there is not any registration for a community residence in this property. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay, but before we go on, didn't I already hear this boarding case?
Yes, this is what we've been.
Did you already have a boarding case? No, Your Honor, this one's a new case.
Sorry, which is the question?
I thought I heard the boarding case on this property before. I was wondering why it's back again.
No.
And y'all keep putting the same thing over and over again.
Well, you're still not legal, sir, so.
How are we not legal, ma'am? The house is repaired, there's nothing wrong there, but not running a business out of it. Y'all trying to tell us that we was in ALS.
Sorry, we have another case open before
There
for
haven't been in this house
assistant
for over
living
a year. Y'all must
facility.
tell us
And
exactly
it
how it
was-
looks like that.
Please, I can only hear one person at a time. You're disrupting these proceedings and they will not record well. So if you want to appeal my ruling, you're not going to hear anything.
We have another case open before
Okay.
the original for assistant living facility.
Okay.
This property was not exactly assistant living facility, it's a boarding house.
Okay.
It's different. For that, we closed this case before. I had the case number BE24020077 for assistant living facility. We closed it, and after that, we opened a new case for the boarding house.
Okay, and what is the criteria that makes it a boarding house?
They don't receive medical assistance. The people only stay there. They don't receive any medical assistance.
Okay. Do you have multiple people living in your house?
Everybody come here, why do you have a house inside? I don't drink, don't get high, and I put my money in that house. I work for brick by brick and get that house. It's always a problem. It's where I live. It's my house. I'm almost 80 years in this. I'm 80 years old in July. This is my house. This is my house. Yeah, a whole bunch of things happen. But I'm in a nursing home. I couldn't do anything. When I come home, my family had to come see me. I had 2 different places. Unfortunately, my brother died. You know what? It's too much for me. People, and they put me on the street, keep lying. You got all over the street. You got this. Put some little curtains out there.
How many people do you have living there?
I have like 7 people in here and there's 10 rooms in the house.
Okay.
What's wrong with it? And if I want to feed somebody, what's wrong with that? I need company. I've never seen such a mess.
Okay, I see you made the inspection. I could see you in the pictures. How many people did you find that were living in this area?
I don't recall off the top of my head. I'd have to look back at my supplement report, but I can get that to you.
Okay, and were they relatives, or did you conduct any kind of investigation to see who was staying there?
From what just Ms. Mabel was telling us, it's family and friends.
Okay.
I keep people around me because my son was murdered. My son died. My husband died. I need people around me. But this is my house, and I want to try to make them sit out in the yard and do bad. My friend live on the lakeside. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Okay. How many people do you think are staying there?
When we've been there last year, I think it was more than 10. I count like 30 beds in the property.
30 beds?
Yes. It doesn't mean that it was 30 people,
Right.
but it was 30 beds there.
Just for argument's sake, if these were all family, are 30 people allowed to live in one residence?
Joe Pasquarello, Assistant Building Official. The afternoon when we were on site, because there was I guess the fire department, there was a rescue called out to the site. ACA from the state was also in attendance, and they confirmed that the facility was being used for boarding.
That's not so. It's not a boarding house. And I don't want to just put me on this list for nothing. My family is not well. My dad is small. I can travel down to me all the time. My grandson has got probably a lot of my family don't have no job like the rest of the world, and they just say anybody can live with me. I work hard in the house. I didn't beg till I work. This accident with me getting killed last year before I came in here. My whole house, my whole world was down.
Do you receive payment from the people that are staying there?
Got no money. People been there 3 years or more. Ain't got nothing good. They're my family. Why they can't stay? I have white family. I have all kinds of families. Why they can't stay? What am I doing?
Again, like I said, the State Department, ACA, was on site and confirmed that the property was registered as such.
Okay, all right, what is the city asking for?
I've never seen such a mess in my life.
We are asking
Now I can't have a house.
We are asking to the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owners 56 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Yeah, that's the favorite part. $100. 80 years old. We're going to throw it on the paper.
Okay, all right. Based on the testimony and the report of ACA, the eyewitness testimony, as well as the pictures that show multiple beds, I'm going to find that the house is being operated as a boarding house. All right, thank you very much. Well,
So what do you want us to do, ma'am?
when the inspector comes out, you can work with him on. No, you know, I'm trying to help you, and you're not letting me speak. When the inspector comes out, he can explain to you how many people or who you can have live there where it won't be considered a boarding house. But from what I'm seeing and the testimony, there is enough evidence to show that a boarding house is being operated. Okay, next case.
Thank you.
One more, Your Honor, was there a reappearance order?
Yes,
that first
please.
case?
Yes.
Yes.
Reappearance?
Yes.
When do you want the reappearance for?
56 days, it will be, sorry.
And that's for both, Jose?
Yes, 56 days, April 17.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 31, Chief Martinez. Property address, 1900 North Ocean Boulevard. Owner, Villa Octagon Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 23070237. This case was first heard on 1/18/24. To comply by 2/29/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $17,400, which continues to accrue.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case analysis as read. The city is requesting the fines to be imposed. This is a building recertification inspection that we haven't received the revised report. I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Well, I think we've hired an engineering firm, the most competent one we could. Keep in mind that this is a 4-unit building, and it's difficult in these times to get contractors who are interested in a building of that size. We certainly, in the record, there's a safety letter from the engineering firm that says that there's no safety issues in the building. So this is just a case of trying to line up the right contractor, and we finally have that completed. So I think that
I already spoke to him. They need a revised report from the engineer of record stating that no repairs are required. So that's why, I mean, I explained it to him already. They need to, for the repairs, if they need to obtain a permit, as soon as they obtain the permit, they can ask the engineer of record to provide us with a letter requesting an extension. And the city has a courtesy to stop the fines at least, so they don't keep accruing.
So you're just saying, get the revised letter, then submit it to them, then the fines will stop.
Well, Your Honor, that requires an active building permit for the repairs.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I speak for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm Kevin Dubray with Hillman Engineering. So we're the firm working on the plans and specs, and also assisting Mr. O'Connell with working with the different contractors. In this particular case, we've been working pretty diligently in doing so, and the property itself is just very logistically difficult to access. And we've been working with a contractor. We now have the plans. We have everything we need to contract. We may even have, I don't know if we're right on the cusp of signing the contract. And it's been kind of outside of the owner's hands at this point, because we've been representing them and trying to get to the permitting process and try to do the entire building envelope and roof at the same time with the same contractor in order to expedite the whole process. No, of course, this is what we do. So we do, and I know that we've submitted a report. Basically, there's no, the building is safe for occupancy right now. So this is dragging on a little bit. The process has been dragging on a little bit, but the building is safe for occupancy. We've submitted a letter stating the same to the building department. Also, we've submitted a request for an extension.
Okay, what is going to comply the case, I mean, neither if you want to request an extension, you got to have an active permit. Okay, no. What we comply the case would be a revised report stating that no repairs are required.
No, I understand that.
The safety letter is a requirement in order for us to know that the building can be occupied during the repairs, but that doesn't exempt the building if the building has repairs to do. You understand?
No, I understand that completely. So what I guess the point I'm making is that the process has been ongoing, and it's almost outside of the owner's hands at this point. So they're getting fined outside of their control, and the building permit is imminent, and probably the submission for it in the next couple of weeks. That letter, of course, I assume that once I'm hoping that once a building permit is applied for, the fines can be stopped.
Hold on, for the third time. Once the building permit is issued, you have to submit the letter, and then the fines will stop. Issued, not applied for, issued. And it's been 174 days, and you're saying that the permit hasn't even, you're still working on the plans and specs.
No, everything has been completed. In 174
and it's
days.
Submitted to the city?
No, not yet. Exactly. So, but I mean, 174 days seems like a long time. That's not 6 months. That takes plans, specifications, and all those things that have to get submitted into the building department. It's not just, the contractor can't just go to the building department and submit for a permit without the plans and specifications.
I understand that, sir, but this case was first heard in January of last year, so it's been actually more than 6 months. Yeah. We're over a year into this process.
And before it was heard, we notified them 90 days prior. We brought them to the hearing.
Well, and so, we have the mandate to follow from the county, so, you know, there's nothing I could do but let the fines run, and as soon as you get those permits, send that letter in, the fines will stop, and then you can go to an amnesty hearing, explain everything you've told me, that, you know, the difficulties you incurred, and you will get a generous reduction, okay?
Okay, and so I just want to make sure that we're clear about two things. So the letter you're looking for, no repairs required, that will of course occur after the work has been performed on the property. So you're just looking right now for the permit to be submitted and the work to begin.
Hold on, let me clarify that. You need to provide us with a revised report to comply the case that no repairs are required. But at the end. But the letter that we recommend you to provide us as an engineer of record, when you obtain the permit, provide us a letter stating that you need an extension, and that will stop the fines and will help you to complete the process of the repairs.
It's
You
having an
understand?
active permit that triggers the extension, but they have to have a letter from you saying, we have our active permits, we're requesting an extension. Do you understand?
Oh, no, I understand. Yeah, I just,
Okay, all right.
okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Next
Our
case.
next case is on page 29, Chief Martinez, property address 805 East Broward Boulevard, owner 805 Broward LLC, case number BE 2308-0331. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 3/28/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $14,500, which continues to accrue.
Morning, Your Honor. Chief Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is not in compliance. This is a building recertification inspection. I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Okay, please state
Morning.
your name.
Yes, John Halliday. I represent the owner.
Okay, and do you have active permits at this
Well,
point?
I can correct the information or bring it up to date. There were structural issues that were addressed. One of those was requiring a new roof, and there was one electrical issue that had to be addressed. Those were permitted, closed out. A letter was submitted to the city regarding the structural issues being complied with. The roof was completed. Photographs were submitted to the city along with a closed permit. The error that I made is that on the electrical, when that permit was closed and the work was done, it was my assumption that that was sufficient evidence that the work had been complied with. Apparently, there was a letter that's needed acknowledging that that had been done. So that's the only thing that's not in the file right now. But all work has been completed.
Okay.
As this morning, I just received, being here, an email from our clerk stating that the case is not compliant. And that's why the city will request to move forward to impose the fines. If the case he can comply within the next 15 days, we can bring him back here before the property is linked. We can bring him back here, vacate the order, and just go with administration cost.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine? All
Yeah,
right.
the engineer that did the original said that he would have a letter done quickly. He didn't realize that we needed a letter on top of the closed permit.
Okay.
That's perfect. I mean, we're here, we're trying to help you, but
Sure.
like I said, we're going to impose the fines if within the next 15 days you provide the city a report stating that no repairs are required.
Yep.
We bring the case over here and we vacate the order.
Okay, the next
Okay.
hearing, though, is not till March 20th. That's 28 days away.
I don't think that we're going to have to go for April, right?
Or April, to
Yes.
get in front of me again.
We'll meet. We'll have the paperwork to you within a week, not even.
Okay.
Okay, just make sure that you provide us with a report within 15 days.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and if
Okay.
you get that within 15 days, which is not a problem, then what? Do I come back again or not?
Yeah.
Then you'll come back before me, and the order I'm entering
Right.
on the fines will be vacated.
Okay, that's fine.
And
All
you'll
right.
get another notice of hearing.
All right, that works
Okay.
for me. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, everyone. There's a lot of noise in here. Can we please lower our voices as much as we can? Thank you. Our next case is on page 31. Chief Martinez, property address 3100 East Commercial Boulevard. Owner Elias Family Holdings LLC. Case number BE 2205-0198. This case was first heard on 10/20/22 to comply by 4/18/23. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $47,900. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative cost of $1,275.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The case is complied. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Okay. Please state your name for the record. Okay. Mr. Elias, are you in agreement with the reduction to city cost of $1,275?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Have
Honor.
a great day, okay?
You too.
All right, going back to page 29, Chief Martinez, property address 660 Tennis Club Drive, owner Tennis Club Johnston Condo Association, case number BE 231-00113. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 11/19/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines, $9,100. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275. They left? Okay.
Yes.
All right, they left. Is 680 Tennis Club Drive here? Is anyone here for 680 Tennis Club Drive? Okay, they left also? Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to come back to that one. All right, moving on to page 4. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1040 Long Island Avenue. Owner, Highland Properties, LLC. Case number BE 24040209. Notice posted at the property on 12825, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Good morning. Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1. The work was illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: interior model, kitchen, bathrooms, windows and doors, an AC change-out, also water heater change-out. The case was opened 4/30/24. Inspection report mailed 5/2/24. Final notice mailed 6/6/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. I visited this property to investigate a complaint which was previously mentioned. During our investigation, we obtained evidence that the interior of the home was remodeled, including the kitchen, bathrooms, windows and doors changed, AC change-out, water heater change-out, etc. I checked permit records and found that there were no permits pulled for this work. I've had several conversations with the owner, Mr. Fernandez, who has been very cooperative and is in the process of getting the permits to resolve the violations. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance, or fine of $50 a day thereafter. I will let the respondent speak.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Charles Fernandez. I'm representing the owner.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the 119 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day? Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page, 25. Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Property address 825 Northeast 18th Street. Owner Edward Baptista. Case number BE 231-00227. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/1/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $3,800. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $906.55.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The city is requesting for fines to be imposed. I'll let the respondent speak.
My agenda says it is complied.
828?
825. This one.
Oh my God. It's complied. It's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I printed out the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
It's right here.
Oh, that's another one.
We're going to administrative fees.
Right.
Yeah. So I apologize. This case is complied, and the city is requesting administrative fees.
Okay, please state your name for the record. Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs? Thank you so much. Pardon me? Okay, good. Thank you for your cooperation.
Our next case is on page 28, Chief Martinez, property address 580 Southwest Flagler Drive. Owner, Giuseppe Fam Revocable Trust, case number BE 23090343. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 11/19/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,200, which continues to accrue.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. Case is not in compliance. City is requesting to impose the whole amount, and I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is John Giuseppe.
Okay.
Josephine Godfrey.
All right. Why isn't the property in compliance yet?
I'm sorry?
Why isn't the property in compliance yet?
We did get the follow-up inspections
Okay.
that the electrical, the original inspections showed some minor repairs need to be done. The electrical repairs were done. The report, which I guess the city didn't receive because I couldn't submit it through Lauderbild.
Okay.
So I had sent it to one of the administrators by email, but again, I haven't gotten acknowledgement that they received it by the compliance date. I was sent it on November the 14th.
Okay. Have you received it?
No, we haven't received anything. I already spoke to him. He still has deficiency on the structural part, and that's why the case is not in compliance.
Okay.
And the deficiency on the structural, again, there was some minor cracking that had been repaired. Our engineer had noted there's a storage loft that they call a mezzanine that we should verify the permit on it. And again, it wasn't an original report. It wasn't necessarily listed as a violation that I read. Then on the subsequent report, they still listed that they did not do any research, that we should do the research for the permitting, which I had done. And I went to the city of Fort Lauderdale. The building was built in 1973, so everything has been put on microfilm. And I accessed the microfilm records for that, and from the original build, the only thing that was microfilmed was a single page of the plans. Again, we're brother and sister. Our father built that building in 1973. I was a child, but I remember when it went up, and that loft was there originally. So it may have been, like an as-built that would have been a subsequent, an addition to the original permits. If that was the case, it didn't get microfished. It's not in the plans. So the structural report lists that the building is safe for repairs. Again, the deficiency is verifying the permit on that loft, which I've had to do. And again, our discussion this morning, I said I'd rather not take it down, but to go through permitting at this point with engineering, again, it's a storage loft. It's that big. It would be cheaper to take it down to get it permitted. I mean, to get it, an engineer to permit it. So I said, what do I do to take it down? They say I need a permit to take it down. But if it wasn't permitted, why would I need another permit to take? So I'm kind of in a circle now.
Yeah.
If I need a permit to take it down, we're going to assume it was
Sir,
permitted.
could you
and it
explain
wouldn't be
to
a
him what
violation.
he needs to do to comply
Okay,
the case?
we are not here. The city doesn't determine what needs to be done. The recommendation comes from the engineer of record. Okay? That's between him and the engineer of record. He was the one that hired him. Okay, if he wants to take down, if that's a route that he wants to take, is taking down the mezzanine, he just needs a demolition permit. That's super easy.
Yeah.
Okay, and if the engineer of record is asking about why, the permit for the mezzanine, where are the permit for the mezzanine, is because he believes that the mezzanine maybe is not safe. We don't know that. We are not here to determine that. Okay. So the easy fix for him is whatever route he wants to take, he needs to discuss with his engineer of record. For the city, what we are interested to is to receive a report
at an active permit.
A report that repairs are not required. Okay, so that's why the city is moving forward to impose the fines. Whatever determination they do, we're here to receive the report.
Okay, so you understand now what you have to do,
So I need a permit to take something out that was not permitted?
I cannot determine that.
Well,
you told me.
Who can? I thought I came here to determine
No,
that.
it's between you and your engineer. The city doesn't determine that.
I've discussed with the engineer, and their exact
Okay, he's the one that needs.
Here says the client needs to confirm that the mezzanine structure has been properly permitted by the city of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, did you determine it was properly permitted?
Again, the only information from this
So
available
you
from the
didn't,
city,
you can't determine it's
I
properly
cannot
permitted?
determine that was properly permitted.
Okay, so you either have to get it permitted, or you got to pull a demo permit and get rid of it. Is that correct?
Yes. And provide us the engineer report again, revised report stating that no repairs are required.
Okay.
All right, and again, just because I have a captive audience, if I may, to get the demolition permit, do I need an engineer for that as well? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
No,
This is a small warehouse that we rent
Sir,
out.
we don't know if this mezzanine serves as structural stability for the rest of the structure. So the answer to that question is yes.
So I have to have an engineer.
Sir, we do not know if the mezzanine serves as part of the structural integrity of the building. So yes, I would consult with an engineer. If the engineer says it's not, then you could provide us that information, and we'll certainly look at it that way.
Again, if it was structural, it would have been on the original building permit. Don't you think? Would the city have allowed a building to be built that wasn't structural?
Remember, those records are from 1973.
If it was permitted or not, you're removing a structural part. You're removing a floor from your interior of the building. It requires a permit.
I've resigned myself to that fact. Can I submit for the permit myself? Is the question. Why?
Unfortunately, commercial buildings, Florida statute does not allow owner builders on a commercial structure.
All right, so I have to pay an engineer to either undo it or not do it. All right.
Sorry. Thank you. All right, so you understand now what it is you have to do?
I just need to submit a permit either for the mezzanine to stay or for it to go.
Yes.
And I got to go through the same
and then
process either
report.
way.
Yes.
I have a question about there's been fines accruing this entire time?
Yes, but, if everything comes into compliance, you can go through what we call the amnesty program, and they usually greatly reduce them. I've not been to one of these amnesty hearings. Is it even a hearing, or how?
No,
is it?
There's no hearing. It's all paperwork process.
Okay, yeah, and they'll reduce it for you.
And had you written that? Could you tell us again what the?
You got my card. If you can call me or email me better, and I will respond to you.
All right, but
What's accrued so far is $9,200.
And that's at $100 a day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
When did that start?
I can't revisit who ordered that because
I thought today was to determine whether we were going to be fined. I didn't understand that fines were accruing this entire time.
What happens is at the original hearing, whatever magistrate was there gave you a certain amount of days to comply. If not, impose a fine of, if not, fines would begin to accrue. When it reached that date, the fines begin to accrue, but then you have to come back for them to be imposed.
We thought we were complying by submitting the reports from the engineer. It wasn't clear to us that report had to show zero deficiencies. That it was never clear on any kind of paperwork.
After we receive the report, we give you 180 days to complete the repairs and provide us with a new report. You're here because you guys didn't provide a clean report with no repairs required.
It wasn't ever clear that it had to be a clear report. Just we got it inspected, we got it, and we submitted. Well, we tried to submit, I guess, and then we had it re-inspected. We submitted it again, and we didn't. Yeah. It was never clear that it had to be. It's never in writing that it has to be. You have to submit a clear report.
Well, your engineer of record should have let you know that needs to be done.
All right, the letter from the city should clarify that too.
And now maybe you understand why I'm hesitant to go back to another engineer. With that said, again, we appreciate your time.
You have my card. You can email me, and I would do whatever that I have to help you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Not a problem.
thank you. Next case.
Our next case is on page 26. And Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 1421 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Owner, Devlin Trinity Revocable Trust. Lara K. Devlin, trustee. Case number BE2, is there someone here for 1421? Yeah. Case number BE 24050095. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Which case are we on? I'm sorry. I got it. Please state your name for the record. Okay, Mr. Devlin, it looks like you were granted an extension and it still hasn't been complied with. Why? Sure.
On the 18th of February, he did submit documents for this permit.
Okay.
And if it's okay, I would like to grant him a 84-day extension and a reappearance.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the extension?
So you don't need to be. I'm sorry. No reappearance.
No reappearance. Okay. All right. So you have an 84-day extension to bring the property into compliance. Okay. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23.
I wish I would have known that. I would have said something. You know, that had nothing to do with.
Sorry, my mic wasn't on. Case number BE 24040009. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 9/19/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $15,300, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. This case is not complied. The city is recommending two fines to be imposed. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Peter Snyder on behalf of the homeowner, Guy Florent.
Uh-huh.
So we were here in September, and we were told we had 63 days to get in compliance. I think that it was through 11/21 to get in compliance, because the fine could not be imposed that day. I believe it was you that's the city attorney.
I'm a little confused because my comply by date is the same as my hearing date.
Yeah, so that's inaccurate.
Pardon me?
Can I see the file, Diana? My docket says that it was first heard on September 19th to comply by September 19th. Give me a second to straighten this out.
It's a mistake, that one.
So while we're getting the file, Your Honor, they're still not in compliance.
It's
so-
not compliance, yes.
Okay. And what was the prior order? Do you recall?
The clerk is getting the file so we can get some
I
clarity.
just want to make sure the fines that have accrued are correct.
So
It says in the notes of the case that you ordered for the occupant, the property owner, to vacate the property immediately.
Oh, that would explain why there's a
Yes.
comply by date that's the same as the hearing date.
I think that there has to be a notice. This is what the city attorney said at the hearing. There had to be notice before they could impose a fine.
Today is the hearing to impose the fine.
Right, but the notice to impose the fine was that day, and we were given 63 days to get in compliance.
You're not in compliance. You know, I will explain to you what I've said before, which is what I order is, you know, I guess what I ordered that day was for him to vacate the premises until he got a certificate of occupancy. And then I order, if he doesn't vacate the premises, then the fines will begin to run, they will accrue, but then you come back to have them imposed, and that's what you're here for today.
Okay.
Correct. So, Your Honor, the final order entered on September 23rd, 2024 by Your Honor indicates indeed completion on the same day. And it says the corrective action is to vacate the property immediately and obtain the certificate of occupancy with a $100 daily fine.
Okay, so why wasn't that done?
Okay, so let me explain. I didn't get a copy of the order, but my notes say that they had 63 days to comply. Anyway, but here's what happened. There were open permits. There's an owner builder. He went to close out all the permits, and every time he went to close out permits, they put in a new requirement, especially with regard to the survey.
But you understand that he could have complied the case by moving out of the building until he got this straightened out.
Yes.
Okay.
So then they said he needed a variance. So we started to apply to get a variance. He went to a meeting with the Board of Adjustment and then hired me to try to get it in compliance. And I started to set up another meeting with the Board of Adjustment, and the Board of Adjustment then, then the city said, oh, we're sorry, you don't need a variance, and closed out the permit. This is...
Well, that explains why you don't have your certificate of occupancy, but it doesn't explain why he didn't move out when I told him to.
Right. I hear you. Okay, so all I can tell you is every step of the way, the city put up new requirements. He's in full compliance. They should be issuing the CO any day now.
Okay, well...
So he's not in full compliance yet because their certificate of occupancy has not been issued.
Here's the deal. If he can comply today by just not being in the house. So the additional fines are completely within his control. So what I need now is either a certificate of compliance or him leaving the house in order to comply the case.
Okay, he just received today the exit survey from for this permit, for record number permit 170-80534, stating, basically, how was your experience with the city? So that means that it's now in the city to issue that CO.
Okay, so as soon as you have the CO, or today if he moves out, you can call the inspector and the case will be complied and the fines will stop.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you do that, you're entitled to apply for amnesty to try to bring the accrued fines all down, okay?
Okay, and then would that be another hearing in front of you, or is that done with the city?
That's strictly done by paperwork.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So you're imposing the fine?
Yes.
And what's the amount of the fine?
Currently $15,300, which will continue to accrue at $100 a day until there's compliance.
And while we're here, I just wanted to bring up to you that there's a permit for a dock and a pool that is still outstanding. So to avoid us, returning here for another case, just wanted to bring it to your attention. The pool and dock permit is still open and incomplete.
But
That's
not related to
We're
the
not here to
CO.
hear that. I'm just
Okay.
giving you a reminder.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 24, Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 904 Southeast 12th Street, owner James Douglas McCowan, case number BE 24040166. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $3,100. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $900.31.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the City, presenting case and address as read. This case has complied. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative cost of $900.31. The respondent is here to speak.
Good morning. Please state your name.
James McGowan.
Are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs?
I was hoping I could get it reduced more.
Why?
Just money's a bit tight, and I did invest a bit of money to come into compliance, like a couple $1,000s. So I was wondering if I could get it lower.
I think reduction to city costs, considering that you did all that work without a permit, is reasonable. Okay?
You're gonna try.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 3, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1617 Poncetia Drive, case number BE 24040096. Owner, Johann Chris Dutoit, I think so. Notice posted at the property on 12425, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received this case from email regarding this property for work without permit. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023 under Section 105.1 for work without permit for a pool and pool deck installed. The case was opened on April 15, 2024. Inspection report was made on April 16, 2024. Final notice was made on May 17, 2024. Notice of hearing was made on December 11, 2024. I have been in contact with the owner representative and have access to the property. There are permits in process, and there is awaiting client reply since February 18, 2025. We are asking the Magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Please state your name.
Order to be recorded. I will let the respondent to speak.
Christopher Venable.
Okay. Can you move closer to the microphone? I'm having trouble hearing you. Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 28 days or face a fine of $100 a day?
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Our next case is on page 12. Inspector Gebbia and Andrew Gebbia, property address 1450 Southwest 29th Street. Owner, Eliz Noyes, case number BE 24080267. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Pardon me?
Was it $500 for the last case? Oh, no. There's no one here for 1450? Okay. All right, we'll recall it in, Andrew. Sorry. Moving on to page 4, Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 823 Northeast 19th Ave, 1-3. Owner Abdullah Rubiath. Case number BE 24070093. Notice posted at the property on 12/20/24. Posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 2625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to interior remodel, kitchen renovation, bathroom renovation, and also an efficiency in one of the bedrooms. This case was opened 7/10/24, mailed inspection report 7/23/24, final notice mailed 8/27/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/13/24. I visited the property to investigate another complaint which was previously in connection with use and occupancy. However, that violation has been complied with. I met with the owner at that time, Marilyn, who granted me access to the property. During the inspection, I observed that the interior of the home was remodeled, including one of the units that was converted into a studio with a kitchen. This violation was thereafter complied with by having the efficiency converted back to the original permitted position, and the kitchen was removed. The property was thereafter purchased by Mr. Abdullah, who's here to speak on behalf of this property, and I've had several conversations with him. He is in the process of getting the permits to resolve the violations, and as a result, the city is requesting that the magistrate find the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. Mr. Abdullah is here to speak.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Abdullah Rubiat.
Okay. Are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance by getting those permits within 119 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
I have some follow-up questions.
Sure.
The property is very old, and it took me quite a bit of time to get the permit which I submitted this month. So I'll try my best to get the property in compliance in 120 days. But for whatever reason, if the property is not in compliance...
Just make sure you keep in touch with the inspector.
Okay.
If for some reason, I can't imagine the permit's not being out in 119 days, but if you run into a problem, contact the inspector and say, I'd like to make a request for a further extension. But that shouldn't happen.
Okay.
He's given you plenty of time.
Okay.
All right.
And he's been very helpful. Thank you. Yes, I accept 120 days.
Okay. My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
It's 119, but that's
119.
okay.
All right.
Take care.
Our next case is on page 7, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 1115 Southwest 21st Street. Is there a respondent here for this? 1115 Southwest 21st Street? Okay, maybe they left. Oh, sorry. Owner Robert Pitter, case number BE 0323. Notice posted at the property on 1/30/25. Posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 2625.
Good morning. Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. This property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to a trellis attached to the rear of the building. Case was opened on 8/27/2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on 8/29/2024. Final notice 10/22/2024. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting for the final order to be recorded. There's been a permit application that's been submitted. The after-the-fact plan review was recently recently approved, and the respondent is here to speak as well.
Please state your name for the record.
Robert Pitter.
Okay, Mr. Pitter, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 119 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
I accept, yep.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Our next case is on page 8, Senior Inspector Alexander Borges, property address 1804 Southwest 20th Street, 1-2, owner Sage Community LLC, case number BE 2408-0024, notice posted at the property on 1/30/25, notice posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard, 2625.
Page 8, the top one.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to mini split AC installed in both dwelling units and kitchen renovation. Case was opened on 8/2/2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on 8/28/2024. Final notice mailed 10/18/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting for the final order to be recorded. There has been some permit applications submitted and currently under review. Respondent is here to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Hello, Jessica Datlani.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 119 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, the city's going to take a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Am I good? Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Our next case is on page 22. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 408 Northeast 6th Street, case number BE 2407-0066. Owner S.E. Solmar LLC. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. Fine suspended as noted. 3 sections not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,050, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Linda Holloway, presenting case number and property address as read. As stated, the property is not yet in compliance, and the property representatives are here to speak on behalf of the property and what's going on.
Hi, Dulac Garrett, Construction Project Manager with Greystar, representing Somar 6. So we're in the permitting process right now, and everything is under review. While the building permit application was in review, it was discovered by the contractor that they need an additional permit. That additional permit would be the sidewalk permit.
How much time do you think you need?
To get the permitting and to get the job completed, we're thinking right around 60 days.
Okay, the city does not object to a 63-day extension, given this new information.
Okay. Are we on the first case?
Yes. Oh, sorry. No, first. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Because he's talking to me about permits and not landscaping, so everybody get on the same page. Which case are we on?
It's the second.
Second one.
The middle. Yes, the second.
Okay. All right. So this involves landscape, trees graded and lifted or damaged, impose a safety hazard, pavers, sidewalk disrepair.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. All inclusive, yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
Your Honor, they'll also need an MOT permit, which is why they have to get a separate sidewalk.
Right. So it's
because they'll
four.
have to have an MOT to close the
Okay.
sidewalk.
Any
to repair
objection
it.
to 63 days?
No.
All right. I'm going to give you 63 days and stop the fines during that time.
All right, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is also on page 22, property address 408 Northeast 6th Street, owner S.E. Solmar LLC, case number BE 24090037. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 1/23/25. 2 sections not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $5,400, which continues to accrue.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for the following 2 violations. Violation 1, City Ordinance 9-280G for electrical panel and disrepair, Unit 314. Permit application has been submitted recently to address the electrical panel replacement. Second violation, City Ordinance 9-280B for water intrusion into the building. The case violations are not complied, and the respondent is here to speak.
Okay. Do you have any problem with the same 63-day?
At this time, the city does not support any addition. We have been supporting extensions, but it's about 5 months old, and the issue is that complaints they have a water intrusion problem in this building, and it just keeps growing bigger and bigger, and at this time, the city does not support any additional extensions.
Okay. Is the building occupied?
It is.
Okay, I can see why they are not wanting to support, but he can't do the work without the permit.
Correct. Well, part of the issue is we had an entire roof replacement. while the roof was being replaced, and we get this unusual storm that comes, and we get like maybe over 120 units that got water intrusion. The roof permitting has been closed out. However, there is still some additional repairs that needs to be done after the fact. And that's kind of
But
like...
is water still getting into this place?
Not the units right now. As far as our last inspection by our contractor, we have 2 units. That's 601 and 703, which are vacant. And these are coming through the vent stacks and the drains. So we're in the process of taking care of that. 314, the electrical panel that he initially brought up, the repair was done by the contractor. So we're just waiting for the remaining water to drain out the conduit before we install the actual panel. So that was taken care of. However, as far as the water intrusion to the entire building, the roofer is done with that, and he's just currently working through his punch list to do the repairs that's needed to stop the current couple of areas that we do have water intrusion coming into. So that's where we're at. So we just waiting for them to like finish up the punch work. And the unfortunate part in all of this is that without constant rain, it's kind of like difficult to kind of like pinpoint when or where we're going to get our areas that's going to leak next. So we're in a timetable that we're just waiting for the next rain after they do the repairs to kind of like
It hasn't
identify.
been raining that much lately.
Right, and then we just got our rain.
We're kind of in a drought.
Well, we did get rain Wednesday, which did give us some areas that we needed to get repairs, like a couple of areas. I believe 3 or 4 areas that we needed to get the roofer back out to do repairs. So once he do that, then of course we're going to have to wait for more rain. We've been doing the water testing
So
ourselves.
this is not a waiting for a permit issue. This is a need to do work issue.
Correct. The only thing that we're waiting on a permit for is the actual electrical panel. And I did, he did mention that we're going to have to get an engineer to come out and do a final inspection of the water intrusion, so that way they could, I guess, release us of any responsibilities, correct?
Well, we need to know that the work has been completed, a letter of completion. As far as the electrical permit, this, like I said, this came up 5 months ago. We finally received a permit application. When did you apply? About 2 weeks ago for the permit?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, once the panel has been replaced and we don't need an engineer for that, our building inspector or electrical inspector will go out, inspect. Once that inspection is approved and the permit complete, we can comply that particular violation regarding the electrical panel. We do want to make sure that, you know, the building, there's no water intrusion and affecting other panels and other areas of the building. Yeah. That's why we want to make sure that, especially that the complaints, like I said, they continue to come in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Also keep in mind, repairs associated with emergencies do not require a permit as long as you submit an application and bring it to our attention. So if there's an emergency situation, send me an email. We'll
So we could just go ahead and replace the panel and then do the permit after the
if
fact?
it's associated with an emergency situation, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the way the code is written, you need to apply for a building permit within the next within the next business days. Again, it's been 5 months. You know,
a permit for to replace an electrical panel doesn't take long. For it to be in process for 2 weeks, it must be that it was reviewed and waiting for your reply on comments that were made.
Yeah, understood. The issue with that was it was a contractor that worked outside of this area, and from the explanation that he gave me, he had to register with the city of Fort Lauderdale, so that tacked on more time of them getting into compliance with the city of Fort Lauderdale, and after they got in compliance, then they had to apply for the permit, so that kind of like dragged the time.
Okay, I'm going to impose the fines and they'll continue to run. You've got to get on this stuff and you got to complete it, and you got to complete it quickly, okay? Because this is it's a dangerous situation. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Like I've been telling everybody else, if you get it under compliance, you can apply for amnesty and get the fines reduced, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 610 Northeast 14th Place. Owner, Jakesha Wright. Jakesha Wright Revocable Livable Trust. Case number BE 230300079. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 9/21/23. Fines suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $13,850. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative costs of $1,419.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating this case as read. This case is complied. City recommended the fine to be imposed. The administrative fee imposed. I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay, so administrative costs are $14.19. Okay.
Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
All
I'm
right.
the owner of Jakesha Wright. So I'm just asking for those fines to be even lower if possible at all. I've already spent over $10,000 just trying to get to this in compliance, applying for a variance, stuff that I didn't know about, being the homeowner and stuff like that. So just wondering if we can get it any lower.
Those are the city's hard costs,
Okay.
you know. So it's, but I do remember your circumstances, first-time homeowner and all of that. But you know, it's been reduced from $13,850. You know, so.
I know.
Yeah.
But all these delays, they're not just my fault. They're me waiting on the city and me making sure that I stayed on top of things. But some of those delays were out of my control.
All right, I will reduce it to $900.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next case is on page 26.
Where do I pay?
Inspector Andrew Gebbia.
You'll get an order in the mail with all the instructions.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Andrew Gebbia on page 26, property address 1150 Southwest 24th Ave. Owner MCO Holdings LLC. Case number BE 24060011. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 12/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, present the case and address is read. This case is not complied. The city is requesting the fines to be imposed. I'll let the respondent speak.
Okay, please state your name.
Michael Gandia.
Okay, yeah, why isn't this complied yet?
Okay, so when I first was given the citation, the violation, it was unclear what they were giving me the citation for. There was pictures taken of nails and paint buckets around, and then Andrew said that he could not find exactly what was going on. So then we ended up coming to special magistrate, and then photos were shown to me of a renovated bathroom and mini splits. So then we agreed that I would go and get permits for that. And since then, that's when it started, from that moment when I came to special magistrate. So then I got all the permits. I got the 8 after-the-fact permits. And I come to find the process is completely doubled. So once you get the after-the-fact permits, it has to be re-reviewed by the city. So that was twice as long. And then each time there was different stuff involved, having me to produce more information. So I've had to get new contractors. I've had to hire engineers, get plans. It was literally double the time. So now I'm here asking for an extension.
What's left to do?
There's a mechanical. I just submitted yesterday the last answers to the comments for the mechanical plans.
And everything else is done?
Everything else is done. I've been complying the whole time.
And
but
how much time do you need?
I'm hoping that the city doesn't keep asking me for stuff, because I've been submitting things over and over, and it just feels endless, to be honest with you. And I did not know this process was going to be doubled, because had it just been like the ATF permit, it would have been done before we even came to magistrate.
Of course, if you pulled the permit to begin with before doing the work.
Oh yeah, so the story is I bought the property with the mini split and the bathrooms renovated. The title company nor my inspector found out that the work wasn't done prior, so I inherited it. So
right.
now I'm doing the ATF for work I didn't even do.
Okay, so do you know how many what time you're asking for?
I like 60 days to finish this off. I'm hoping if it's sooner that we can get it resolved sooner, because there's nothing there's no holdback for me. I'm moving forward. I'm trying to get this done. Hoping that the city, like I said, doesn't keep asking for more stuff.
We'll support the 63 days.
63 days? Okay. All right, and I'll suspend the fines during that time.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Our next case is on page 14. Chief Martinez, property address 615 Northeast 12th Ave. Owner, La Cancha Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 24070293. Notice posted at the property on 12/20/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard. There's no one here for this 615 Northeast 12th Ave? Okay, skip that one. Property address 715 Northwest 15th Terrace. What page? Oh, that's 10, but I want to see if someone's here first. 715 Northwest 15th Terrace? Okay. Page 10, Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Property address 715 Northwest 15th Terrace. Case number BE 24090017, owner SFL Capital Investment LLC. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to new electrical panel installation. This case was opened on 9/3/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 9/6/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/9/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/24. I had met with the property manager caller at the property on 9/26/2024. I was able to access 3 units in the building. Unit 1 had an updated electrical panel. Unit 2 had an old electrical panel, and Unit 3 had a new electrical panel. I explained to her that she'd have to hire a licensed electrical contractor to assist with the permits. There is a permit pending. Electrical permit 25010249 is pending, and the case is currently awaiting client reply. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Carla Martinez.
Are you in agreement with the 63 days or $50 a day thereafter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Property address 3381 Southwest 11th Avenue. Chief Martinez. Property address, I'm sorry, I said that already. Case number BE 24070196. Owner, David William Hunter Jr., Lyle Boyer Real Estate Trust, and all others. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report within the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter. But what actually is missing on this case is the safety letter. Okay, by BORA, the engineer of record, they provide the report. But by BORA, the engineer of record, when they provide the report and repairs are required, they supposed to submit a letter stating that the building is safe for occupancy during these repairs. Okay. They are missing this letter. So we are requesting 42-day extension of $100 per day thereafter. Okay. And as soon as we receive that safety letter, we automatically would grant them 180 days to provide the city with a clean report.
Okay, where do I get that letter? From the same engineer?
From your same engineer, stating that the building is safe to be occupied during the repairs.
Okay.
Okay?
And
State your name for the record first.
my name is David Hunter.
Okay.
And I submit this to the same building that I brought that report.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It's a safety letter.
Yeah.
A safety, yeah.
Okay.
Just so we know that the building is safe to live in while the repairs are going on.
Right. The repairs seem very minimal. We should be able to get those done really fast.
Yeah, but provide that letter so you can get the 180 days.
Okay, but I'm just going to bring that letter to the same building.
Same place.
Okay.
And then you'll have 180 days to complete the project.
Excellent. Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 317 Southwest 9th Ave. Case number BE 24070028. Owner Kyle Hershey. Notice posted at the property on 12925, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
No problem. Page 10, top of the page.
Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the City, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work legally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to kitchen and bathroom renovations, new AC mini splits. This case was opened on 7/2/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 7/11/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/24/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/2024. This case was originally opened by Inspector Del Rio, who is no longer with this division. After reviewing the information on the current listing of the property, I was able to observe that the kitchens and bathrooms were recently installed and had several mini split units installed. The permit history for this property does not show permits for this work, and I have not spoke to the owner. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Kyle Hershey.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 119 days or face a fine of $100 a day?
Well, I'm trying to bring it into compliance, but the situation is that the city hasn't fixed the drains outside, so that home is flooded 4 times. Right now it's gutted, it's ripped out, so it's flooded 4 times. I'm waiting for my latest insurance settlement to be able to fix everything. And I did email them, and they were actually great. They said I could have
Well, all you need to
some
do
more
to comply it is to get the permits for the work that's already been done.
Well, it hasn't been done, right? So it's not there. But how much are the permits? From what the gentleman told me, it would cost $2,500 to do the drawings. That's the latest quote that I got, was $2,500 to do the drawings to get the permits. If I'm not mistaken, I do have to redo drawings.
Okay,
Is that correct?
I don't know. He has to submit drawings, I assume, with the permit application.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get an engineer to
Yeah.
redo the drawings. Yeah, so I was quoted $2,500 on that part. So once I get my insurance settlement, I'm planning on doing that and then fixing it again.
All
Because
right.
right now it's totally destroyed again.
Okay.
Because the city won't fix the drains outside, so it's flooded like 6 inches
So the
deep 4
kitchen,
times.
the white kitchen I'm seeing has been
Totally
ripped
gone.
out?
Walls, floors, kitchen, cupboards,
Does
everything.
that change compliance?
And this is the 4th time it's happened.
It's not there?
If it's not there, but the kitchen's on the 2nd floor, is it not?
There is a kitchen on the 2nd floor, correct? Yes.
And is this property being operated as a business?
No.
Why does it say Las Olas Cabanas then, with the sign?
Well, that sign was there when I bought it.
Okay.
So it's not, it's my primary residence. I'm occupying one unit, which is the unit upstairs, and then I rent out the bottom ones. But the bottom ones have flooded 4 times. I was never actually able to rent them out. So, I mean, this house has cost me my life savings, my retirement, my children's college funds. It's flooded 4 times. So the insurance company is now fighting my lawsuit because it's the 3rd claim. So they're
But
thinking
the
it's
renovated
suspicious.
kitchen in these pictures, that's on the 2nd floor.
No, those pictures are of the 1st floor.
That's the 1st floor.
Correct.
And the white kitchen is on the 2nd floor.
The 1st floor. Those pictures are all of the 1st floor.
They're all on the 1st floor.
Yeah.
So you ripped out the white kitchen already?
Yeah, the flood company comes and they rip out everything and they take everything away. So that what you're looking at right there,
It doesn't
totally
exist.
gone. No walls, no floors, no cabinets, completely
The
gone.
case may be complied
Go ahead.
I have to re-inspect to see.
Okay.
If in fact it's ripped out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And also a demo permit is going to be necessary for that.
So when the flood company came and took the stuff out, they need a permit to take out the stuff?
Unless it was an emergency, but then an emergency
of course it was an
wouldn't.
emergency.
All right, I'm going to grant the 119 days so he can go out and inspect, and if there's anything else you need to do, he'll let you know. If not, he'll comply the case, okay?
Okay. I do have a question for you real quick while I'm here. The AC splits were there when I bought it, and there was no violations or permits. I didn't do those AC splits. Those were there when I bought it.
Whatever was done before you bought the property previously carries on to the new ownership. So you would be responsible for that.
Really? Even though there wasn't any violations open when I bought the property? Oh,
yes.
Man. Okay. And those are something I could permit after the fact?
Yeah,
I could
after
get a
the
permit
fact,
for those?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so-
why, and the 119 days should be enough time to do all of this, but if you run into a problem, contact the inspector, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to fix it up as soon as humanly possible as I get the money, and I realize now that I need the permits to do so. So absolutely, as soon as I get my insurance check, I'm fixing everything so I can rent it out and stop losing money, right? So I'm on the same page. I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible.
All right, okay, 119 days or $100 a day thereafter, and the inspector will come out and take a look at what you got to see if we can at least partially comply the case, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I get a letter about that or something, or
You'll get an order in the mail.
And if 5 minutes, if we can exchange some information, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Set up a time.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Our next case is on page 30. Chief Martinez, property address 1400 Northeast 57th Street. Owner, Casa del Sol of Broward County Condo Association. Case number BE 2308-0289. This case was first heard on 2/15/24. 2 comply by 8/13/24. 1 section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $19,000, which continues to accrue.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The case is not in compliance. City is requesting the full amount to be imposed. This is a building recertification inspection too. I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Claire.
Been submitted.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Why hasn't the report been submitted?
The association was waiting to hire an engineering, not a contractor. That's already been done. They filed the permit. We're waiting on the permit, and they also have to obtain a loan to do the work because it's going to cost over $250,000. We're closing on the loan by the second week of March. They're going to do a special assessment, but the permit is in the city waiting, like under review.
Okay, so there is an open permit?
No, there is a permit application in the city. I explained to her that as soon as that permit application is issued, the permit, she can ask the engineer of record to provide us with a letter requesting an extension, and at least she can stop the fines at that point.
Okay, all right, so I have to impose the fines today. You will also have to, be able to use the amnesty program if you so desire, but you're going to have to, do what he just said, and do you understand what your responsibilities
Yes,
are?
the engineer did send a letter, but it's with the permit that's not approved yet. So once it's approved, I'll have the engineer do another letter, and
Okay.
we'll provide that.
All right.
What's the amnesty program?
Pardon me?
You said an amnesty?
So once properties come into compliance, there's an administrative process that's paperwork driven only. You don't have to come back for a hearing and once the property is in full compliance with certain parameters and such, you're eligible for a 90% reduction on your total fine or lien.
Okay, so once we're done, I have to apply for that?
You don't have to, but I would encourage you to because there's fines running, absolutely.
Okay.
Once you're in full compliance.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1701 Northwest 27th Terrace. Owner Jason Harris. Case number BE 2305-0111. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24. posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. Building or structures that, in the opinion of the building official, are unsafe or which have been substantially damaged or otherwise shall be deemed unsafe shall obtain a permit to demolish the structure or bring the building to comply with the applicable codes. The building has had a fire, is abandoned without water and electricity, and all building parts are in its repair. The city is requesting the following: that in the next 60 days, the owner applies for the required permits to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal documents from a licensed design professional, including accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet standard for human occupancy and to meet minimum housing standards. Or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe, unhabitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for the permit and move forward with the rehabilitation or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures on the parcel at owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition cost.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Yeah, Jason Harris.
Okay. Do you understand what the city is requesting?
I fully understand, yes.
Okay, all right. Do you agree to either provide a report or get a demo permit?
Provide a report. We've had a structural engineer do a visual inspection that was in August. What was happening is when the property came into my possession after buying it, I think it was end of May, June, there were a lot of other violations because what was taking place on the lot, there was a lot of illegal dumping. So the focus was on correcting those initially. We requested a visual report from the structural engineer. He identified what needed to be done. So he also provided some drawings so that we were able to correct some.
Okay. Did you submit the report to the city?
Yes, yes. The prior building inspector was Alejandro Del Rio, who left a few months ago. So he was aware of everything that had been taking place and was allowing time because he knew this, the situation. I do have drawings, architectural drawings, which are just awaiting review, and there are also some other drawings which are waiting to be stamped and approved so that those permits can be pulled. Yes.
Okay.
But
you submitted. Did you submit them to the city?
The permits.
No, the report.
No, they don't need a report.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
They just need to demo the property or get permits to rebuild it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So.
All right. So you need to apply for the permits to rebuild.
Yes.
Or you need to demo the property.
Right, that makes sense. I agree with that. Just a question regarding the time. The structural engineer, he wrote a letter requesting a possible extension. I know that I appreciate it, Jorge, that you've requested 60 days. I'm just wondering, is it possible to extend further, please? If it's just to correct the structure as it's been deemed unsafe.
Well, I guess, and sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What's your intention on the property? Are you going to try to rebuild from the few walls that are left, or are you going to demolish it?
Rebuild, fully renovate.
I mean, part of the city's concern, I would say, is that this is a 2023 case, and I appreciate what you're saying about the other external issues, but that is a very, unsafe building with the walls basically standing up, and we're going into hurricane season, June 1, so we're almost in March. I'd like to hold for, my suggestion, Your Honor, is to hold for that time frame, because at least it's just to submit. As long as you're working forward and making progress, the magistrate and the city will give you more time, but I think you need to actually submit something to the city with the plan.
I appreciate that. I think what was happening initially, the cooperation between the engineer and also the architect, there was a lot of delays initially, and that holds everything back, even though we know what needs to be done.
Okay, so you have 60 days to submit that plan
Yeah.
and apply for the permits.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 33. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 925 North Andrews Ave. Owner, La Mexicana Holdings LLC. Case number BE 24050080. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 2/20/25. One section not complied at $50.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and addresses read. The property was cited for a violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1. Work without permit for interior alteration, including framing, exterior window, and door removed at west and south exterior wall. Exterior wall opening infill at south wall. The case is not complied. The owner has been in communication, appears to be willing to resolve this violation. During a most recent phone call with the owner, I was informed she is working with an architect and that she will be requesting an extension at this hearing. The owner stated that the property remains secure and is not being occupied at this time. The owner is here to speak to provide an additional update.
Okay, please state your name for the record. Okay, and how much of an extension are you asking for?
You got to push No, just once. There you go.
Okay. So we're asking for 84 days of extension. The reality is that I got the property and it's a very old property. All owners, they didn't put a permit, a lot of stuff, so everything needs to be bring up to date. I already have meetings with the city. I have a plan review in December. And we have a plan on, what's the next step. I just need to find a good contractor, and I just need to find also some funding to finish the project. So,
Okay. Any objection from the city to 84 days?
Your Honor, the property, it's unoccupied. It's boarded up. City supports 84-day extension and a mandatory reappearance to provide an additional update.
Okay. All right, 84 days. I'll suspend the fines during that period of time, and you will reappear. It won't be on my docket. It'll be on Magistrate Cannon's on May 15th.
May 15th? Okay, perfect.
Right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 2110 Northwest 28th Terrace. Owner Eddie Delva, Whistling Jean Francois. Case number BE 24070153. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to windows and door replacement and windows opening closed off at the front of the building. Case was opened on July 12, 2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner July 12, 2024. Final notice 9/24/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting for the final order to be recorded. The owner and the contractor have been in communication and appear to be willing to resolve this violation. There's a permit application that's been submitted. The after the fact plan review was rejected, but the owner is aware, and the contractor as well as the designer. Respondent is here to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Eddie Delva.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 119 days or face a fine of $50 a day?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14. Chief Martinez, property address 111 Southwest 23rd Street. Owner Andrews Warehouse LLC. Case number BE 24070210. Notice posted at the property on 1/30/25, posted at Waynesboro Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter. I'm going to let the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Carol Facey.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property in compliance within 42 days?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 4. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1500 Northeast 15th Street, 1-2. Case number BE 24080063. Owner Juan Carlo Rosario Troya. Sorry. Homestead exempted. Yes. Notice posted at the property on 1/24/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 2625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under City Ordinance Section 25-13. The driveway and swale right away at the front of the property was replaced without obtaining the required permits. The case was opened 8/6/24. Inspection report mailed 8/7/24. File notice mailed 10/16/24, and the special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. I visited this property to investigate the possibility of a work without permit, including the installation of a new concrete driveway. During the inspection, I found that the new concrete driveway was installed at the front of the house, including the swale. I also met with the owner, Juan Carlo, who indicated that he was unaware that a permit is required, as he was only repairing the driveway he had already there. Records show that no permits were pulled for this work. I recently spoke with his mother, Audrey, who also was informed of the violation and the corrective actions that would comply the case. To date, no permits have been submitted, and the city is requesting that the magistrates find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to comply, or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Rosario Troy.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 119 days or face a fine of $100 a day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
cooperation.
Our next case is on page 16. Chief Martinez, property address 936 Intracoastal Drive. Owner, the Corinthian Condominium Association, Inc. Case number BE 24070278. Notice delivered via personal service on 12/20/24. Posted at 1 East Rock Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter. I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Please state your name for the record, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Joel Kovacs. I'm the association manager. I have our 50-year recertification report from our electrical engineer, along with the letter stating the building is safe to occupy, as well as the structural 50-year recertification report with the same letter from the structural engineer stating that the building is safe to occupy. We are undergoing concrete restoration at the moment, which started in August of 2023. With constant engineering supervision and city inspections, and we are redoing our pool. That the deficiency on the electrical inspection shows that we need to have new pool bonding. There is an electrical permit that was filed for that that is going to be in conjunction with the pool refinishing.
Okay, Your Honor, until now, I don't have that record on my hand. So we're going to go with 42 days, and after we verify, we notify them that they will get the 180 days to complete the repairs and provide us with a new report.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So,
Excuse me, Your Honor. Chief Martinez, Swaysland Engineering has uploaded the structural inspection and also submitted the letter that the building is safe.
Okay. Then again, we're going to go with 42 days. As soon as I verify that information that I didn't before I came over here, we're going to grant you the 180 days so you can provide, with a new report. So just as now, we're going to give you 42 days, and then as soon as we verify, or I verify what you're telling me, automatically Victoria will notify you that you will get 180 days.
Chief Martinez, I have emails from you and Ms. Victoria acknowledging the receipt of the structural engineering report, as well as acknowledging the receipt of the electrical engineer's report.
Are repairs required?
Yeah, because he's on a concrete restoration.
We are doing concrete
okay,
restoration.
perfect. Then that doesn't make any difference. Again, I don't have that information with me. We're going to give you 42 days, and as soon as I get to my office, Victoria will notify you that you will get the 180 days that we're going to give you if I have that information with me now. You understand?
I understand, Chief
Okay, thank
Martinez.
you.
I have the information right here.
I cannot take that in here. Like I said again.
it's got to go through the process of being submitted and recorded, and then he's got to review it. So he hasn't done that. So we're going to give you a 42-day extension, giving him a chance to do that. Once he sees that everything was submitted as it was supposed to, you'll get 180 days to complete the work.
And you don't need to come back here. We're going to give it to you, and you're going to be notified by Victoria or by us.
Yeah.
Okay?
So it's I just want to note that Victoria notified him yesterday, but repairs are required for both reports.
Yes, that's perfect. I mean, as soon as I review the report, I will. We're going to grant them the 180 days that you will get it from today.
And I have the electrical permit filing number in case you need it. For
That,
Okay.
no, that's perfect. No,
That,
not a
that's
problem.
okay. If it's already been submitted, it'll get to him. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Our next case is also on page 16 at the top. Property address 801 Southwest 15th Ave. Owner Inbar 2 LLC. Case number BE 2407. There's no one here? Okay. Page 11. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 1001 Southwest 19th Street. Owner Sierra Sky Global Enterprise 1 LLC. Case number BE 2408. No one here? Okay. There's no one here for 1001 Southwest 19th Street? Okay. All right, moving on. Page 24, 825 Southwest 26th Street? Okay. Senior Inspector Preston Mark on page 24, 825 Southwest 26th Street. Case number BE 23120074. Owner David Wayne Bange. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
Pressermark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The city is requesting that fines be imposed. The representative is here to speak on behalf of the owner.
Please state your name.
Desiree Basanta.
Okay. Why isn't this property in compliance yet?
So we've been back and forth with the city. We did submit our permit. The city required additional testing. So we've been back and forth with the engineer. We've tried to be in compliance, submitting our documents. The city's just, we've had different reviewers come in. One reviewer asked for one thing, another one comes in, asks for something else. So the delay has really been in the city, and the reviews also take a while. You're talking about, it goes to electrical, mechanical, plumbing, engineering. So all those reviews takes about 2 weeks for each review cycle. So that's alone and its time.
Okay, so how much time are you requesting?
We're literally almost done. We already got all our subs, so we're just waiting on, the final review. We submitted our last documents, hopefully,
Did you call for final inspection?
No, we're still waiting on the permit. We're still waiting on to get our permit. But we've been almost a year back and forth with the city submitting documents, and they're just asking us for more testing, and our engineer, submits her documents, but we get rejected, and we're just been back and forth. So we're trying, but.
Okay.
I'm just worried as far as the time frame for permitting.
Well, you should be, because the fines are accruing.
Correct, yes, and that's, we're trying, but the cities, every time we submit something, they ask for something else, and the testing does take time when the engineer has to provide their correct documentation, and it needs to be approved by the city, so that's our delay.
Okay, is there anything they're waiting for from you at this point?
No, everything's back in review. We're just waiting for the review. Again, each review cycle goes in, electrical takes about 2 weeks for them to review it.
Just to add, the permits did fail after the fact reviews due to the fact that there were a number of items that were cited in our initial investigation that was not part of the permitting. So this owner is a well-known contractor in the city. So what the city will support is 63 days extension and state of fines.
Okay. All right, 63 days.
63 days, all right, hopefully we get it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 33, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 1560 Northeast 4th Ave, case number BE 24080369, owner Bernard Cherisol. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 123/25. Fine suspended as noted, one section not complied at $100.
Alexandra Perez, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address is read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for a change of use without the required permits in units 1546, 1548, 1550, 1552, and 1554. Additionally, work without permit was performed, including but not limited interior alterations and a walk-in cooler installation in unit 1546. The case is not yet complied, and the property remains occupied. It's being used as a mini supermarket. As of February 17, 2024, a permit application to address this issue has not been submitted. The respondent is here to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Bernard Cherisol.
Okay, why don't we have the permits submitted yet?
Your Honor, we're working on it, and it's very difficult. I have the GC here with me. He would like to give you an update on where we are.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
morning.
Mohammed Islam, GC for the Diamante Construction.
Okay.
So I have been in contact with the Inspector Alvarez, all through even since this morning also. I have a initial plan which was presented to me by the architect and the engineers. Since it's an after-fact process, it is a little complicated than like, a new construction. And I have given him like, the plans that I received yesterday. He looked at it and he gave me some list of items that needs to be included into that plan. So I forwarded that this morning before I came here to the engineers so they can incorporate everything, because this is exactly, you just heard that lady that was before me. Because after a fact, the plans gets very complicated, and not too many engineers and architects wants to work on it. So it goes through the city, and the review process takes more time, because every time it goes through and then it doesn't pass, it comes back to the engineers, comments and everything is. So I'm trying to cut that. So I showed to Inspector Alvarez. So he gave me some points list that it needs to be added to the plan. So which I already submitted to the architect before I came here. So they're working. As soon as they put all those required items on the plan, I can definitely come in and apply for the permit, and then the city can start doing the review. So last month, I think we were here last month, and that's why I was requesting like 60 some days, but I was given on like 30 some days. So I have the plan that, as I said, they gave me yesterday, and we have been communicating with him. The property, they have, architect has submitted the letter. The property is safe to occupy. They have the safety letter, which I also gave it to Inspector Alvarez. So this is why I'm right now. So I need a little additional time so I can get the complete set of plan and submit the permit to the city.
Well, we still don't have the letter. You know what? Go ahead, finish, and then I'll talk.
No, I did had the letter overnighted. It cost me $175. I gave him the original copy. So this is what happened. They did a typo on the letter, which was they did not put the northeast. So they had everything there, but they didn't put the northeast. So Inspector Alvarez said, okay, he will accept a digital copy. So I asked them to send a digital copy. When they received it, he could not verify. So I talked to them. So they're using some other vendors or some other digital stamps, which is not getting verified by the city or his system. So now they went to the city system and they said what vendor they have to go to get their stamp verified. So they already submitted that, and I had the architect, the principal architect, send him a letter directly that they already have that process started. It's going to take another couple of days, maybe 2-3 end of this week or Monday. They'll have their whole thing verified. So when they submit anything to the city would be able to verify everything. So I have that email to send to Mr. Alvarez directly from the principal of the company. I think you have that email.
So I'm going to talk now then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, back last month, the issue we have that we didn't have a letter. When the letter was submitted, the address was incorrect. This was pointed out to you and the architect. You sent me an email this morning. You never mentioned that you had, I'm assuming you have an original signed seal with you, letter from the architect?
No, the email that I sent to you, that once you see that what is missing, you give me a review.
So, but I don't have, what I'm saying, I don't have an official letter yet. Before you stated that we have a letter stating that the building is safe. The city does not have that.
Yes.
Right, you're holding that. The city does not have that at this moment.
I have given you that letter with the Mr. Carmen.
Alex,
your office has it.
Is this the same letter from the previous hearing that we're discussing here?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's the original letter.
Well, it's the letter we still don't have yet. That's the whole point.
So it's been a month already, over a month, and the letter hasn't...
It's been going back and forth. We don't have one yet. That's what I'm trying to explain to the contractor. The issue is here that the place is being occupied. That's one thing. The other thing is we don't have a permit application. The city, you mentioned that the review process is going to take long. We will complete your review process within 30 days. So obviously, if the package is incomplete or deficient, we will have comments. I know you sent me some drawings on an email today that I cannot do a plan review because you didn't go through the process of submitting a permit application. As a courtesy to you, and to expedite this, I pointed out a couple of things.
Right.
One thing, your plans are citing International Building Code. we use in Florida, the Florida Building Code. Things like that, if you submit that package, the reviewer, that's going to be a comment. Why are you identifying on your plans International Building Code when we're using the Florida Building Code? You're a contractor, right? You're a licensed contractor?
Right.
So you know we're using the Florida Building Code.
Sure.
And did you review these drawings before you send them to me?
No, I did not review
Okay,
that.
so,
Right.
okay, I review them for you. We're doing what we can for you. But you need to take a moment, look at what you're submitting. If you submit what we need, we're going to approve your permit application in 30 days. You control that, not us. Just want to, you to understand that. Does that make sense?
Sure, absolutely. Your Honor, I am the GC. I'm not the design engineer. So architect, what the mistake that they had on the plan, and he pointed out.
What time frame are you asking for?
Are we talking about the complete approved plan, or just to submit the application, ma'am?
You have to submit the application and the letter. Is that correct?
Yes,
To come into compliance, yes, they need to have an issued permit. Again, if they submit a permit application that's deficient, it could. If we can't get a letter, at this rate, we could be here next year again, and you're going to be asking for another extension. At this time, the city does not support an extension. That's where we at with this right now.
I have the original letter, if I can
we can come back for
show
an
it to
ask,
you.
and then he can request at that point, if there's been updates, he can request an extension at that point.
Okay. Yeah, this is, there doesn't seem to be a cohesive plan here on how to get the proper letters in. And we've already given you 30 days, and you're showing up today with a letter, but, not enough.
Your Honor, I have submitted the letter to the same original letter. Inspector Alvarez
But I thought that was the same letter we had 30 days
No.
ago.
No.
Oh.
This is the original letter signed by the architect. So what happened, as I said, their digital stamp, what they had, he could not verify. So he sent it to
It's
me.
unverifiable. The code requires for the signature to be verifiable.
Right.
That's something that it's in the code, and we follow the code. So.
And that's why I had this original one signed by the architect, and I submitted. Only thing that they made a typo, they did not put the northeast and the address. So he said, okay, I will accept the digital. So I had them sign the digital copy, correcting this, and then he said, I cannot verify the digital. So I told him, okay, go to the city system, see exactly what is their requirement. So when they went there, they said there's a third party that they need to register with, which they did register, and the principal architect actually sent you an email, I think that was yesterday, day before yesterday, that they have registered with the third party, and they will take at least 3 to 5 business days to verify their credentials, which they're doing. So it feels like day before yesterday, 2 days ago, it's going to take at least a week for them to verify. So that's because these plans, when they're going to give me, they have to also have the stamp sealed and signed, which also needs to be verified by the building department. So now they're getting verified by the third party, which the city recommended. So once that's everything done and all those lists that you gave me, they're going to have in the plan, and then I can have the plan digitally signed by them, because even they sign it, it's not going to be verifiable. Because
I understand that.
Right. So right now I'm in the process to get everything, I have things. I have the plans here. I can show you 23 pages here. I printed it out, and I send it to him so he can also see if there's anything that I need to put in before I submit to the city. So he pointed out some list of the things which I'm already forwarded to the architect. So I have been, yes, sir.
You as a contractor when I was a contractor, I would review my plans before. That was just my practice to get my permit issue as soon as possible. I would review my shop drawings. You could choose how you do your things, but just understand, if you don't review your drawings and your permit package before you submit it, the plan reviewer in the city will review it, because that's his obligation, and he's going to point out the deficiencies and the corrections required, okay? When those corrections are made aware to you, then it's going to be on you. If it takes you 1, 2, 3 months, yes, you're going to come back and say, we applied for a permit a year ago, but at the end of the day, we will review your application within 30 days, okay? If your plan is complete and there's no deficiency, it's going to be approved, okay? This is not a massive hearing. We would come back another day for a massive hearing, and at that point, if there's progress, if you have your permit application, you can request another extension. It'll be up to the magistrate whether she wants to support it or not. You wouldn't have that option later as well.
All right, I'm going to deny further extensions at this time, and you have to get it done.
So come back, it'll come back as a Massey. So what happens next is it'll be set in a couple months? I'm sorry? Yeah, it'll be set for another hearing to impose the fines. So you still have that time frame, obviously, to continue to work on that, get the letter in order, get the plans in order, and move forward. And as the magistrate and as the inspector has said, if you're in for permitting and you've got things, you're making positive forward progress, not like sideways progress.
No, ma'am. Absolutely.
They'll give you more time.
Absolutely, ma'am. I really appreciate that because they say, you can see, and I have been sending everything that I get forwarded to, even from the architect, the letter, digital letter. I said, send him directly. Don't send it to me. That way it goes through CCS.
Get it all done, and you'll be set for another hearing. And if you're diligent and everything's submitted, then, we'll try to show leniency at that time.
Thank you.
Okay?
I really appreciate
All right,
it. So
thank you.
do I come back again?
Yeah, you'll get a notice of hearing in the mail.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 24. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1800 Northwest 7th Ave, owner Jeanette Wills, case number BE24030146. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 12/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The city is requesting that fines be imposed. The respondent is here to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Jeanette Wills.
Okay, Ms. Wills, why isn't this in compliance?
The inspector asked me to do the permit, but I actually put up the permit of the fences. I supposed to do the ones for the doors and windows, which I've been trying to find a contractor. They asked me that I need someone to do a drawing for me.
Who put the windows in for you?
Actually, I have a friend of mine that does that, so I did it like that.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does this...
The city will support an extension and to have the fine stayed. I believe you were mentioning a number of days that you'd like.
Yes, I'd like to request like 91 days that I see. 90 days. So
The fence permit is in, yes.
Yeah. Any objection?
No.
All right, 91 days, and I'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this concludes all of our respondents. So we're going to go back to page 1.
Okay.
Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1612 Northeast 16th Ave, case number BE24090120. Owner Winru Ma Rowan Lee. Case, oh gosh. Notice posted at the property on 12425, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Building Inspector Martinez for the city, presenting case number and address as read. Permits were left to expire as stated in today's agenda, and as of 2/18/2025 remain expired. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance within the next 119 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 2. We're going to come back to Ms. Allison. At the bottom of page 2, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, Property address 1001 Indiana Ave. Owner Anthony Anderson Jr., J.N. Anderson and M.E. Anderson. Case number BE 2406-0081. Notice posted at the property on 12825. Notice posted at Waynesboro Boulevard 2625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from email regarding this property for windows and door blocked up and building part deteriorated. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023 and in Section 105.1 for work without permit, and the City Ordinance Section 9-280B for building parts deteriorated or not maintained. The case was opened in June 17, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on June 19, 2024. Final notice was mailed on July 24th, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 11, 2024. I received a call from a new property owner that is under contract. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 84 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter for each violation.
So ordered.
At the top of page 2, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris presenting on behalf of Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. Case number BE 24110036. Property address 801 Southwest 4th Court. Owner Weber Investment Properties LLC. Notice posted at the property on 12925. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 2625.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, on behalf of Inspector Quintero. Inspector Quintero checked the backflow solutions on 11/7/2024 and fine violation existed. Admin staff sent inspection report on 11/7/2024. Notice of hearing posted 12/13/2024. Case is not complied. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant a 42-day extension or a fine of $50 per day, and the final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 2712 Bayview Drive. Case number BE 24090181. Owner Paul and Camille Farazi, Bayview Property Trust and all others. Notice posted at the property on 1/17/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 2625.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, on behalf of Inspector Quintero. Inspector Quintero responded on 9/26/2024, issued a courtesy final, issued a courtesy notice inspection. A final notice was sent on 10/25/2024. Notice of hearing posted on January 17, 2025. Case is not complied. City is requesting a fine of 119. City is requesting an extension of 119 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter in the order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Oh, sorry. Moving on to page 5. All right. Okay. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1508 Northeast 17th Way. Owner Tanya Labriola, case number BE 24080029. Notice posted at the property on 1/24/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 2625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for City, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation of a City Ordinance Section 47-19.2.EE, construction work illegally performed without obtaining required permits, including the construction of a tool shed and carport covered utility structure. This case was opened 7/15/24. Inspection report mailed 7/23/24. Final notice 8/29/24, and special magistrate notice 11/19/24. The owner, Mr. Flowers, did attend the hearing. However, he had to leave. Basically, the case involved the construction of a shed at the back of his property and an awning for his vehicles at the side of his property, the right side of his property. Records showed there were no permits for this work. I've made several attempts to contact him. However, my efforts have been to no avail. However, he did show up at the meeting today. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 2021 Southwest 38th Ave, case number BE 2407-0176, owner Robert Flowers, Revocable Livable Trust. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Yes, I thought that's the one.
Did I read the case number?
Yes. Yeah.
No. We heard the one at the top.
Okay, we're going to scrap that then.
Oh, can we rehear the one at the top? He and I both thought you were doing the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was reading the violation for the second one? Okay.
The previous evidence was for BE 2407-0176, address 2021 Southwest 38th Avenue.
Let's just scrap it and start the first one. So void that prior one.
Okay. It's out of our minds. Okay. Property address 1508 Northeast 17th Way, case number BE 2408-0029, owner Tanya Labriola, notice posted at the property 12425, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Preston Mark Building Inspector presented case and address as read. This property was cited for a violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, were illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner. Metal roof and concrete driveway installed without permits. The case was opened 8/5/24. Inspection report mailed 8/5/24. Final notice mailed 9/9/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. During my inspection, I observed that the property had a permit for an addition, which was substantially completed. There was a question concerning a pool on the property. However, during my visit, I did not see any pool being built. I reviewed the permits on site and found that the roof and driveway permits were missing. I spoke with the contractor, Jason Clark, who indicated that he was unaware of a permit being needed for a new construction, and and as a result, he did not apply for one. The records showed that the permit BLDRPAV 2401040 has been issued for the driveway and patio insulation. The roof permit, however, is still in a revision process. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Inspector, hold on. Did you verify it's a licensed general, like a real licensed general contractor?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Property address 2021 Southwest 38th Ave, owner BE 2407-0176. I said owner. Sorry, that was the case number. Owner Robert Flowers, Revocable Livable Trust. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Preston Mark Building Inspector for the city presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under City Ordinance Section 47-19.2.EE, construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits. There was the construction of a tool shed at the rear of the property and the construction of a covered utility structure or carport on the right side of the property. The case was opened 7/15/24. Inspection report mailed 7/23/24. Final notice 8/29/24. Special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. During my inspection, I met with the owner, Mr. Flowers, who indicated that he had built this shed for quite a while and was never told that he needed a permit. He also erected a covered carport at the right side of his home without a permit. Records show no permits were pulled for this work, and he, however, I've made several attempts to contact him, but my efforts have been to no avail. Mr. Flowers did attend the meeting today, but the hearing today, unfortunately, he had to leave for another engagement. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 6, property address 2624 Sugarloaf Lane, case number BE 2404-0103, owner Vincent Valdeparis. Notice posted at the property on 12725, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
President Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for a violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. There was an illegally enclosed carport installed, including electrical and an RV permit, an RV charger. The case was opened 4/16/24. Inspection report mailed 4/17/24. Final notice 10/11/24, and the special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. During my inspection, I observed that a carport was enclosed with the addition of windows, garage door, and interior electrical work. When checking our records, we found that there was no permit for any of this. We have had several conversations with the owner, and also he has been in contact with the assistant building official, Joe Pasquarello, concerning the time that the permitting has been taking. He is quite concerned of this, and he would like to have an extension of about 119 days or more. He did attend the meeting today, however, he had to leave and indicated that he will await the order from the special magistrate.
So
At
he's,
present,
he's in for permitting, to be
yes.
clear. Okay.
At present, there is a permit for electrical, which is pending. There is also a master permit for building, which is awaiting engineering, and also there is a permit for the EV charger. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is also on page 6, property address 3131 Southwest 20th Street. Owner LG Investments LLC, case number BE 2407-0140. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
President Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits. This case involved the remodeling of the interior of this home, including kitchens, bathrooms, a water heater change-out. The case was opened 7/11/24. Inspection report mailed 8/5/24. Final notice mailed 9/13/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 11/19/24. During my visit to this property, I wasn't able to get access. However, during our investigation, we obtained evidence that the entire interior of the home was remodeled, including kitchen, bathrooms, and a water heater change-out. Our records show no permits for this work. At present, there are several permits in process, including the building permit BLDGN 24110512, electrical ELCGN 25020115, and plumbing PLBGN 25020091. The city is requesting that magistrates find that violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 7, property address 1225 Northeast 16th Terrace. Owner 1225 Hospitality LLC, case number BE 2407-0022. Notice posted at the property on 12425, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625. Senior Inspector Alexander Alvarez.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to covered structure on the side of the yard at the south side of the property, illegal dwelling unit at the rear of the building, illegal change of use / conversion of storage room into a second dwelling unit. Case was opened on July 2nd, 2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner July 29, 2024. Final order 9/30/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded.
Okay, did you say 119 days?
Yes, Your Honor, 119 days or a fine of $50 per day.
Okay, so ordered.
Property address 1416 Southwest 33rd Court. Owner AVF Investments Group LLC. Case number BE 24070085. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to change of use without a permit, illegal conversion, garage, utility room into a dwelling unit. The case was opened on July 9, 2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner July 11, 2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 8, property address. Do we do one at the top? 1804? Okay. Property address 2016 Northwest 3rd Court. Case number BE 24070422. Owner Brenda B. Dooling. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. There are expired permits related to this property. The city is requesting 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 9, property address 3312 Northeast 15th Street. Owner Jackal Homes 7 LLC. Case number BE 24080378. Notice posted at the property on 11725, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
This case is complied.
Oh, thank you. Page 10, Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Property address property address 406 Southwest 22nd Ave. Case number BE 24070259. Owner Walker and Carla M. Molina. Notice posted at the property on 12725, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gabbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work legally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to new rear patio. This case was opened up on 7/18/24. The inspection report was mailed on there was no inspection report mailed. The final notice was mailed directly on 10/23/24. The special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/24. This property is being cited for the installation of a patio in the backyard. The permit history did not show permits as mentioned for this work. As of 2/6/2025, a permit application was submitted, BLD RPAV 2501-0254, which is currently awaiting permit issuance. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 805 Southwest 22nd Ave, case number BE 2408-0163, owner Diego D. Ruiz Sandoval, Sandra Sandoval Soto. Notice posted at the property on 12925, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to rear gazebo, front carport, bathroom, and above-ground pool. This case was opened on 8/14/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 8/30/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/9/2024. The special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/19/2024. I arrived at the property on 2/5/2025 to meet with one of the owners. I walked through everything with her. There is a metal pergola that is in the back that she bought with the house. I explained to her that it would not pass inspection, and she's going to remove it. The same with the metal carport. She's going to remove that as well. The kitchen is not new. The original cabinets were painted, and the countertops were painted as well. The bathroom is new. I explained to her that she is going to need a permit for the bathroom and a permit for the pool. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 815 Middle River Drive, 308, case number BE 2409-0028, owner Dwayne J. Reith, Dina Scotto Reith. Notice posted at the property on, 12/20/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to interior renovation, structural, and electrical. This case was opened on 9/5/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 9/5/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/9/2024. Special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/24. As I was at the condo complex investigating a complaint for work without permit, I did not see any work being done at the unit I was there for. As I walked past unit number 308, I observed interior work in progress. The door was half opened. I knocked, introduced myself, and asked if they had permits. Ray from the construction company informed me that there were no permits issued for the work that they were performing. I observed sheetrock being installed and new electric and recessed lighting, outlet switches. I issued a stop work order. They complied. Permit BLDGEN 24100471 is awaiting client reply, along with the sub-permits for plumbing and electrical. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a $50 a day fine thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1001 Southwest 19th Street, case number BE 2408-0285, owner Sierra Sky Global Enterprise 1 LLC. Notice posted at the property on 1/30/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to interior renovations, kitchen, bathroom, and rear roof structure. This case was opened on 8/22/24. The inspection report was mailed on 9/12/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/18/2024. And the special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/24. I have not heard from the owners. We have reason to believe from photos that there was renovations done to the interior of this structure and a new roof was added to the back of the house. There are permits applied for the roof shade structure as well as the interior renovations. They are currently in review. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
12, property address 1305 Southeast 1st Street, 1-4. Owner Danji Holdings LLC, case number BE 24090080. Notice posted at the property on 12/17/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to interior renovations, kitchen and bathroom, and new metal railings. This case was opened on 9/11/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 9/13/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 11/26/24. I arrived at the property on 9/12/2024. I observed new metal railings on the staircases and one balcony railing. I looked at the interior of one of the apartments for rent online, and the pictures show an interior renovation, new kitchen and bathroom. I have not made contact with anybody regarding this property. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
On to page 13. Oh, we missed that one? Oh,
12?
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're still on 12. Property address 1450 Southwest 29th Street, case number BE 24080267. Owner Eliz Noyes. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to new windows and rear patio. This case was opened on 8/21/24. The inspection report was mailed on 9/12/2024. The final notice was mailed on 10/18/2024, and the special magistrate notice mailed on 11/26/24. This property is being cited for the installation of a shade structure in the backyard. The permit history for this property does not show permits for the mentioned work. On 11/14/2024, a permit application was submitted, BLD GEN 24110370, which is currently in review. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 13. Property address 1791 Southwest 20th Terrace. Owner Jorge L. D. Melo Fernandez, Ana Carla Saez Frias. Oh, God. Case number BE 24080136. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This case is complied. They were in today. They showed me photos of the structure there and then removed, dated. So I'm complying this case.
Okay.
4010111. Owner Scott Simp. Notice posted at the property on 11525. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. There are expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda. This case is not complied. The permits had not had their inspections and are still expired. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 14, Chief Martinez. Property address 609 Northeast 13th Ave. Owner Park Place Condo, Inc. Case number BE 24070332. Notice posted at the property on 12/20/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and to submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 615 Northeast 12th Ave. We did that one? Okay.
No.
Owner La Concha Condo Association, Inc., case number BE24070293. Notice posted at the property on 12/20/24. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
To page 15, property address 680 Tennis Club Drive, case number BE24070310, owner Tennis Club Brooks Condo, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 1925, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 790 Southwest 21st Terrace, owner Angela's Properties LLC, case number BE24070197. Notice posted at the property on 12725, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 16, property address 801 Southwest 15th Ave, owner N Bar 2 LLC, case number BE24070235. Notice posted at the property on 12725, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 815 Southwest 30th Street, owner Oak Tree Garden Condo Association, Inc., case number BE24070306. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 17, at the top, property address 1111 West Broward Boulevard, owner North Broward Hospital District, attention real estate, case number BE24070238. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1777 Southeast 15th Street, owner Cromwell East, Inc., case number BE24070291. Notice posted at the property on 12/18/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1800 Northwest 49th Street, owner North Broward Hospital District, attention real estate, case number BE24070364. Notice posted at the property on 12/16/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 18, property address 2200 West Cypress Creek Road, owner Trevidia Health, Inc., case number BE24070345. Notice posted at the property on 12/17/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 18, property address 3105 Northeast 28th Street, owner Jmar Condo Association, Inc., case number BE24070334. Notice posted at the property on 1/17/25, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 19 at the top. Property address 3173 Auburn Boulevard. Owner Melrose Place Condominium Association, Inc. Case number BE 24070305. Notice posted at the property on 12825. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 19 at the bottom. Property address 3500 Gulf Ocean Drive. Owner Playa del Sol Association, Inc. Case number BE 24070256. Notice posted at the property on 11725. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 20, property address 3711 North Ocean Boulevard. Owner 3711 North Ocean Boulevard, LLC. Case number BE 24070250. Notice posted at the property on 11725. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 5911 Northeast 14th Lane. Owner Riviera Park Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 24070297. Notice posted at the property on 11525. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and others as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 6330 Northwest 31st Ave. Owner Calvary Chapel of Fort Lauderdale, Inc. Case number BE 24070209. Notice posted at the property on 12/17/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and others as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 21, property address 6600 Northwest 20th Ave. Owner Ideal Industrial Properties Limited. Case number BE 24070248. Notice posted at the property on 12/17/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 2625.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case and others as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the Massey's on page 22. I'm sorry. Property address 460 Southwest 4th Ave. Case number BE 24060116. Owner River Lofts Park LLC. This property was cited on 6/24/24 to comply by 6/26/24. One section complied at $200. Appeal deadline 7/9/24. No appeal received. City is requesting to impose $500.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 24. Property address 905 Southwest 22nd Street. Owner 5 Star Renovation and Construction LLC. Case number BE 24040029. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 12/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 25, property address 511 Southwest 31st Ave. Owner Clara B. Roscoe. Case number BE 24050066. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 828 Southeast 12th Street, owner Ann M. Bellamy, case number BE 24030190. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 26, property address 1203 North Andrews Ave, owner Empire Property Pros LLC, F. Barbagallo and Daniel Contreras, case number BE 24050092. This case was first heard on 9/19/24 to comply by 11/21/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
One second. Page 27, property address 213 Royal Palm Drive, owner Maury Legacy Foundation, Inc., case number BE 22080305. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/13/23. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $15,700. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $575.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 27, property address 122 Southwest 22nd Street, owner AN Collision Center FTL South Inc., S Inc., in care of Auto Nation, case number BE 231000041. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 11/19/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fine $7,600. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 28, property address 312 Northwest 7th Street, owner 312 Northwest 7th Street LLC, case number BE 23080244. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 3/28/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $14,800, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 29 at the top. Property address 660 Tennis Club Drive, owner Tennis Club Johnston Condo Association, case number BE 231000113. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 11/19/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $9,100. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Property address 801 Northeast 18th Court, owner Camelot Shores Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 21060170. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 5/17/22. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $64,400, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 30 at the bottom. Property address 1500 Southeast 17th Street, owner S3 Hospitality LLC, in care of Holiday Inn Express, case number BE 23090039. This case was first heard on 3/21/24 to comply by 5/2/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $10,800. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
So ordered.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, the city would like to have all the cases listed on page 34 into the record as closed, withdrawn, or rescheduled.
So ordered.
Thank you. This concludes our February 20th, 2025 special magistrate hearing for the Building Division.